I'm back once more, and I thought this time I'd start off with a little bit of reading through stuff here. Because I actually have biographies over here on everyone, and if you read through them all, they actually update events sometimes. They got all the guys he started with, and this is the guy that supposedly, even though he'll be in a coma later, is somehow writing reports on all this stuff. How that works, supposedly he's like some kind of oracle or some crap. But, wait, what? Chalk and cheese? Ready then? Kinda sucks because they have all these descriptions of everybody, and once you finally get them, because of the way that the skills are applied in this, rarely does anyone actually live up to whatever is actually in their bio. Because yeah, their base stats reflect what they're talking about, but there's a good chance that most of their skills will be weirdly out of place, and once you get them, they have a unique class. So you gotta re-level them so they can... I mean, they couldn't hold their own against a friggin' gopher. Now, if you ask me, this guy's kind of the main bad guy of this game. Like, he just basically douches everyone over. But this is the one that I was saying probably won't end up getting saved. One of the four sisters that have their own unique class. So she's kind of the cool one of the bunch. This is the younger sister trying to do better. The other two I don't know yet. This is a cool priest guy. This is Corpse. Also Corpse. My bad, guys. This guy probably won't last long, quite frankly, with how things have been going. So she gets her own entry. Surprisingly longer than with the other ones. And same with Voltaire. Yeah, he has a hell of a name right here. That sounds knightly as crap right there. Gamp. You can recruit him later. He's hard to recruit, but he's pretty awesome. Zapan, same for him. He isn't available in this slide now. He will get killed off. So this is the guy I was saying looked like somebody from Lord of the Rings. Mostly because of the way they did his ears, I think. So, yeah, he's the regent. Kind of a despotic dick, but at least he does offer a way out once he actually gets cornered. If I recall, this is the guy that's an outright nutcase. Oh yeah, he's the guy that just kind of goes full Nazi. I don't know. I think he's supposed to be. He's kind of the more Stalinistic guy. There's some kind of like blood war going on or something. This is hopefully not going to be inaugurated soon. This guy hasn't even entered the story yet. This is the original king guy. With the sweetest friggin' armor there. Protagonist of the GBA game. Honestly, I think... He's portrayed as a bad guy in this game, but truth be told, he himself doesn't really directly do much bad stuff. As far as unless I've missed something obvious. They do show him attacking a town at the very start of the game, but then they basically admit later somebody really misinformed them, and pretty much just a mistake. Either way, he ended up losing his eye with a fight with the other Lancelot guy. Their original name was actually Lance in the other version, which I personally think sounds cooler, but whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't mention anything about the GBA game in this part. Like, oh yeah, I freaking fought angels and crap at some point. Belzebon seems like a cool guy, turns out to be a dick later. Nibeth, crazy necromancer guy. Oh yeah, so this is a guy from way early on in the game. Same with him. Like early tutorial battles and stuff. Same with him. Like, pretty much every minor leader has something going on. For a while I couldn't figure out what was going on with this person's costume or what they were. I thought they were like a grayed out ghost type of thing, but no, it turns out they're human. They just have a veil and apparently like showing cleavage. So there's a couple of them. Same thing with him. Here's Darza. Let's see. Yeah, so Vendre was the one who was saying wouldn't be happy. You know, she was some kind of noble. Apparently decided to join the pirates after she got pirated. And apparently became more or less like their leader. And it sounded a little bit like a gender-reversed version of the Blackbeard story. Was that Blackbeard? Or no, that was Bart. Black Bart? Whatever, the guy that was a navigator and refused to drink alcohol, that guy. So a lot of times when you read through those, you'll get updates to this, and that's actually how you recruit Radnus, for example. You have to go and check up on her profile every now and then, like some kind of weird cyber stalker. And then once you do that a bunch of times, at the correct times between certain battles, they expect you to go back and check all the news and all the new profiles and everything else. I really should have checked if there was new equipment. Alright, so we get here, and all's gonna be good. And, yep, he's gonna come out and pull his short bow out, totally gonna do something. And he's totally gonna pull out his sword and do nothing from down here, because that guy's got a bow, genius. Oh well. Everybody's done with that stuff. So, I'm just entering the refuge of these guys. So she wants to assassinate this, Duke. And they totally should, because that guy's nuts. And everyone else has kind of got a point here. Assassinating him really will not fix the million problems, but... I mean, their whole plan is basically just go full on and just Terminator on all the leaders of everybody. And I wish you got an option to just say, yeah, we're totally in at this point. Because A, I'd be curious to see how that scenario would pan out, and B, I kind of wish they had a similar thing for when you get an offer to join the Dark Knights, because, like, yeah, cool, that guy was the protagonist of the game I grew up with. Hell yeah, I'll go and join up with that, sure. Not to mention, none of the leaders here particularly work out, which is kind of why you wind up as king by the end of it. Dude, everybody's been at war for frickin' forever. I'm pretty sure they would forgive anything to make all the wars stop. And yeah, if you saved Cerya earlier, I believe she's here, and you can actually convince her to abandon her plan. If you saved Folkert, he's here. Pretty much the cutscenes change depending on who survived and who didn't. I want to say there's one more person, but I could be wrong. And it's kind of funny because no matter, like she said there, the opportunity to change something passed through his hands and all that. Pretty much no matter what, something goes wrong. Oh yeah, Dark Knights are kind of okay, actually. Like, in the context of, like, they do some messed up stuff, and frankly, like, a lot of their leadership are kind of dicks, but compared to some of the other stuff that's going on here, there's maybe 2 or 3 people to replace on that side, whereas a lot of the other ones are just downright messed up. But, like, for example, I just basically know them by their colors. Congratulations, Ban, you're gonna be a ninja or something. Like, on the yellow guy's side, it turns out, I want to say, might have been in this route. In one of the routes, it turns out they're, like, trying to bring back a bunch of people with necromancy and stuff like that, so their whole deal is they're just trying to hold out for some, like, necromantic ritual or some crap. The red guys just kind of want to go full-blown race war on everybody. I guess they're kind of the blue guys for a while. But on the Duke's side, the two main guys that are heading it, like the Duke guy is senile and crazy, and his second-in-command guy is, kind of goes too far on the whole everybody's got to do what they got to do kind of situation. His solution to everything is, that didn't go my way, time to go off everybody involved kind of situation. Like, he was really gung-ho about burning down the town at the beginning of the game. Skills, none. Now, as far as having a second ninja here, I'm probably going to change my mind on that, but for now, I'm going to keep him as that. I mean, for now, I'm just getting them levels. They're not going to do much good. I'll get blowguns anyway. Anyways, frontliners over here. And the only reason I made him a ninja is because he's a similar shade of blue. These guys are similar colors, that's why I made him an archer. And he's got wings, so of course he's gonna be an archer. And now it's rhyme time. And Bane's not gonna take place in this one because he's got no use yet. I don't end up getting larger parties until later. I'm just gonna skip this. Functionally, all that happens is Baypen comes out of nowhere and kidnaps, well, tries to kidnap Cashwell. Because he knows that they're gonna go visit the Knights, which is what they're here for, apparently. They're trying to find the, White Knights. Yeah, in the original, this battle sucks, because you've got a really tiny island, and you've got to get off of it, and, well, they've got a whole lot of places to attack from. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to try to go around and have the ninja try to convince somebody to join the team. Have them be my spy. You know what? It's gonna be like Stratego now. I'm just gonna have her running around as the spy, trying to... Well, I guess that would be more like the infiltrator now that I think about it. Whatever, the spy's a lady. Got that for Christmas. Been loving it so far. Yeah, you know what? He's not wrong. He definitely did not take any chances this time. This time he has all the sides pretty much covered. Can't really escape. Not to mention the situation is a lot more beneficial to him than he realizes, although it kind of sucks to be any of the people he hired. Because they're all screwed regardless. Now, the way I usually handle this fight, usually you can have one guy here, and I just have, like, arrows pelt down whoever keeps coming to this corner, and just have one good melee unit kind of either right here or over here. Then usually you wind up in kind of a deadlock with the golems over here. And I was gonna send the, I'm gonna call her the scout, over this way to hopefully charm some people and get out. See if that works out. But normally the idea is just to set up a little barricade right here and then just keep firing around. But for the first few turns, since everyone's stuck at their annoying little bottleneck here, you can just keep on firing. I want to say in the original there were 2 spots that you could cross. Made a lot more sense, because I know I had a much easier time with that. And yeah, so these guys do some crazy damage with their rocks. This is a really, really nerfed version of their counterattack. Oh crap, I should have looked. I don't know if that's a one-time use. Because I think it's limited use per battle. And as tempting as it is to keep firing at Zapan here, he does get healed up a lot by his people. They certainly seem to want to keep their bill payer alive, so he does get a lot of help. Like, if they get damaged themselves, they'll usually just go and attack. But they do like to use a lot of healing items, especially on him. It's weird, because there's these kind of glimmers here and there where you can tell, you know, they had a good idea here or there, and like what they were going for in particular fights. Just a little strange sometimes. Because in a lot of cases, it just seems like just a bunch of units piled in there. And that's a problem. I need him out of the fight. Entirely. And next turn I'll finally have Canopus up on you know what? No time for next turn. That looks like Zapan's gotta die. Kind of tricky shots, but maybe. Nope. So I'm hoping he's blocked in enough that it will nullify the whole healing situation he's got going on. And sorry for that. Yeah, it is a one-time use. Well, bummer. Now we know. Actually, pretty much never use effect items. Like, I know they're there, I just never use them. And even though the turn counter's at 3, it ends up becoming closer to 4 or 5. Because they do act as if they're stuck on slow whenever they pass out. Oh, crit. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of having a stunning weapon. Sometimes they'll end up wasting their turn to go and do that instead. Another downside of this fight is just simply how fast all of his units are. Not lock him. And it is pretty forgiving with the arrow arcs, by the way. Oh yeah, and he still keeps thinking you're with the Duke, too. Also, that's the end of Chapter 2. Because crap just went dire. Oh, welcome to the Dark Knights, killing frickin' everyone. So here's what I mean by a lot of times that it wasn't directly them. Like, okay, all these soldier guys, they're just taking orders, pretty much no matter what, they're just doing their thing. This douchebag with the hair right here, I mean, this is all him. Like, later on, he even ends up pretty much standing accountable for it. So, like, Barbas just kind of decides, no, he wants to go and invade now, he's bored. Also, Cashwa gets stolen. And that's when Martin? I don't know. One of those shows up. He's kind of like, what's his face from Game of Thrones? Lannister guy that loses his hand, I can't remember the name of. Like, how he's a complete prick at the beginning of it, that's pretty much him at this point. Also, he smacks him, by the way, Gildas here, smacks him with a shield, he doesn't actually use one. He's a two-hander guy. And supposedly he just fireballs him. Or Martin fireballs him. Man among friends, although they all kind of just died. We're gonna ignore that. Either died or got stolen. Yep. Bakram. Yeah, 5,000 people freaking died there. Apparently. So they give you little updates when somebody changes. Also, this guy... I don't know what happened to him. Oh wait, was it Balbatos that died? Yeah, so the Resistance kind of captured and executed that guy. Alright, so this guy and this guy are kind of the main problems. Actually, there's 3 guys in the Dark Knights there. So he's one of the ones that's constantly causing problems. This guy just has kind of a hard-on for invading. And where's the last guy? This guy. So they've got 3 people in their leadership positions that are kind of screwing everything up. Like, this guy just kind of got the head roll there. He's just supposed to lead it all, but he's got screwy people kind of behind him there, and that's the main problem, I would say. Because the way they set up that whole character and his arc and everything is just, okay, this guy, he's constantly put in a leadership position, but seems to get a bum deal everywhere he goes. Okay. So Butcher Knife is the next one here. All it really changes from the Dirk, the damage difference really isn't significant even after the upgrade, and it loses the silencing thing. Switches it to slash instead of stab, which is less useful. What else here? Boulder Spear, good against zombies and such. Honestly, it costs so much and everything else, it's not worth the upgrade. At least not yet. I'd prefer to wait until the one after it. Yeah, bow-wise, it's better to just stick with longbows. They've got a few points less as far as attack goes even after upgrades, and yes, they are two-handed as opposed to one, but these ones have longer range. And if you look at the recovery time thing, like even if you use this plus a shield, it would end up taking more than just using this bow, which why the hell would you need a shield or a melee weapon on your archers anyway? I mean, there's some specific situations that it could work if you do a lot of multi-purpose stuff. But again, as always with multi-purpose builds, they're never going to do as well as if you had them doing that one job. Oh, shock. They went back on their word. Well, actually, technically they didn't. The guy that agreed to not invade wasn't the one who invaded. And somehow the 3 knights there, same ones that sprung him out of jail in the first place, managed to hold the entire frickin' city. Lost 5,000 people, but they still are there. And apparently they're completely unaware of whatever happened with the Musa situation there. Or just feel like holding their jobs, because really they're not there to meddle with any of that stuff anyway. But, they're sending the coursers. One was the Institute. Yeah, Lotus is functionally just Rome. Now, in the Chaos route, Almorica gets invaded friggin' 5 times a week. Get to see quite a lot of this map. I want to say there's at least 3 or 4 times that you end up invading this place. Yep, Zapan's about to get murder stabbed right after this. And he's got some kind of psychic with him. So you gotta fight Miss Cleo and her mercenaries here. Not one of the harder ones. If you come here on the Chaos, or would that be? No, the Law route. She has a bunch of dragons and golems and crap. And this one, she just has a bunch of basic kind of soldiers, not even with any extra items on them. Right. He's probably going to get targeted by the archer, but hopefully he won't get hit. I'm hoping if he ends up taking a step forward to take a shot at her, I can have my own archers just take him out and hopefully have her run around the back and get somebody to join my team. Now, it's not the most effective thing to pretty much keep a one-time use item laying her down, like especially a weapon like that, because every new weapon gives you more recovery time on top of its weight. But for the moment, it's just cost-effective. So everyone knows Mr. Priest guy. Apparently he was just the neighborhood priest in the neighborhood they all grew up. Although now he's hammering things with a metal fan instead of doing whatever he did before. Burger dudes for the load? I don't know. One of the weird aspects of having everyone open to pretty much any class now. Before you had to match the right alignment and you had to have the right stats, and in some cases you had to be under a certain kill count. Like priests couldn't be murderers, for example. And beastmasters couldn't exactly tame stuff if they were busy killing all kinds of beasts all the time. But kind of the funky thing is, yeah, you can just have a priest in your front lines now. Which I usually do, because the first time around I kept him as a healer, hoping at some point the healers will become useful. And, yeah, I always end up getting him mixed up and try to use him for some kind of healing role, because this is a pretty quick-fire game. The only archer they've got. I believe the other lady has a crossbow. Oh, even their knights are pretty squishy. I'll go after her though, because she is almost guaranteed to have phalanx. So the things that make knights dangerous, like phalanx, sure, it sucks to deal with, and it's kind of annoying. But then usually they end up charging up some TP during that process. And a lot of times they just end up coming back to life at some just like random moment that somehow is always perfectly the wrong time. Shuffle themselves back in the deck and come back to flank you later. I would have liked to see the new unit arrivals be a little bit more rapid. They never come fast enough to make a difference. Actually, usually they're getting their first units by the end of the fight. Kind of like right now. Because they would need like 2 or 3 extra guys right now to make a difference. But they're not going to get those 2 or 3 extra guys. That matter, even my flanker over here isn't gonna end up doing her job in time. Actually, she's probably gonna do it. Roll over. Nope. Oh, that's a shame. These you've totally proven useful. For this no skill run, it hasn't exactly been as difficult as I would have expected. Kind of expecting more obstacles. I don't really know why it did that. That was stupid, actually. Plus 0 luck. Most useful card ever. One other weird thing about Zapan, by the way, if you get him earlier in the game, he's specialized in axes. For some reason, when you get him later, he's specialized in hammers. No real terrible difference, but kind of a weird thing how that happens. And knights with axes are absolutely awful. The one time that's justified is early on when you don't have any real skills to speak of. It's got a slight stat bonus. Other than that, there's no excuse. So Lovers is one of the ones that gives you loyalty. Again, it doesn't really happen to be too much of a problem. It would have been cool to see it be more of a mechanic, because the way they intended it, obviously, like, okay, if you have a situation where you've been taking a bunch of losses and you've been fighting your own guys, and, you know, suddenly you come to a decision that's like, okay, do you want to suddenly do something that's really good for your country over here, or something that's good for yourself, or, you know, something that's good for somebody entirely different, and then a bunch of people leave because they're all pissed off at what direction you're taking and stuff like that. I hope if, you know, at any point anybody comes by and bothers to make a hack for this, I really hope that they end up adding more functionality to that feature. Because as stupid as it sounds, yes, I want to have weird game over scenarios of everybody suddenly leaving because, like, in the neutral route is the closest thing where you can pretty much just betray everything you've done up to that point and just up and leave, and there's really only one unit that it matters to. There's one that it can matter to, but you can't even get her at that point. It's only in New Game Plus that even does anything. It's weird. Now, there's that Brimstone Hail move. That's such a pain in the neck. There's one battle in particular later on in the game, wherein there's several crossbow archers, and they end up getting that around the same time. It is just an absolute friggin' beatdown as soon as that's charging up. So when I was doing the no knockouts run, it took a lot of attempts. And I think even at the very end of that, it finally came down to somebody surviving with like 2 health. Nope, no use for him learning anything. I'm only attacking him because I vaguely recall there being some sort of extra scene if you kill him first. Like, he can't actually die, right? He'll just run away. Ah. Stupid ninja. Stop ninjaing all my dudes. I need them for winning and things. Can I have a turn yet? No. Fed the knight that came to life at the worst possible time, like I said earlier. Hoping she has a better shot for me. Alright. What options are left at this point? Is this not having a turn situation is getting a little dire? I don't even have... I think I only have like 3 guys left standing. he'll leave at low health, but still gotta kill off Witch Face up there. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure my remaining guys are gonna get taken out by ninjas by then. So that's kind of the scary thing about them. They are pretty much glass cannons, but they are very, very good at being glass cannons. And not even glass so much as maybe cement cannons. Like, they'll crack after a few hits, but they do... Come on now, I needed that one friggin' space of movement. So they can add debuffs to their attacks, they attack twice, they're surprisingly tanky. Like, honestly, ninjas end up being far more tanky than Dragoons or Terror Knights. And, yeah, this speed discrepancy is starting to be noticeable. So I can't even get a turn off by the time that they finish attacking. Alright, well that's fine. That's the first party wipe. Game. It was bound to happen sooner or later, that's why I called it a Bronze Man run. So full party wipe, I'll restart. Party deaths. And if I wanted to, could allow those standing items, but that'd be cheap. This is, again, still a fairly easy battle, it's just, it depends on how it goes. Like, a few crits around the middle there that took out the archers really sealed the deal on this. Ideally, the way you'd have it go, you'd pretty much try to take out the fast guys first. So if you take out one of the ninjas, that's already a lot of their attack power gone. And the healers are usually one-shottable. So as long as you have two archers, it's very manageable. And I was kinda getting a little overconfident and started going for Midas or something. Partway through there. Problem is that they just have so many people out. Again, they do still need about 2 or 3 more to be functionally an actually good defense thing, but I will just eat my words for the moment. Also, that's what I mean by ninjas' offense sucks. Alright, last stand, Voltaire. Yeah, you do that, no damage. You know what, come to think that, has parry even procced once on anyone? Dead. Double dead. So there we go, that's what the game over screen looks like. It looks like your usual banner. Fire. Okay. So, attempt number 2 here. And I'm gonna go for the same party layout and all that. Really, the problem is that there's no healing, so need to focus on offense, and I did not focus fire as I should have. And here's the thing with every single Siege of El Morga. So, these spots right here are your best friend. And you need 5 to set up a functional line, or, 1 or 2, or 2 or 3, depending, if you have knights. And then, that's usually the range from which they start coming down, and it's flat enough around here that, I can just do this. Flat enough around here that you can just take shots. So not exposing the archers, definitely a better idea. Set up my line. I'm gonna have her circle around this side this time. Crossbow person probably won't go out of their way, and there's a chance that it'll cause their attack people on the left side to pull back for a couple turns. This is the strategy I was talking about earlier about setting up a line with. Oh, sorry there. I kind of choked for a second. But setting up a line of fighters in the front and then spears on the sides. Because usually these guys will just be there for blocking purposes, and then you can have the spears go around and get some good damage out sometimes. And then the archers just fire away. Plus, if you have them in one spot, they can fire a lot faster. This is what I should have done. This is what I usually end up doing anyway. But it feels so much more awesome to be able to just blitz it. Guess not. Only downside to this strategy is if anyone has debuffs, you end up getting more of them, but that is why I gave them the peltas. Like, I'd prefer deflect, but they can't be stunned. And most of the time, stun's all they'll use. Simply because it's cheap, it's very effective as a shutdown type of move. Gets rid of counters, which again don't have counters in this case, but it is effective at shutting somebody down. Those guys end up using Venom a lot. All that move does, it just adds paralysis to each of their hits. The White Knights actually get a similar type of thing. There's some more. I'm gonna come and build computers on people. Start watching Person of Interest with the wife lately. Oh, that show's awesome. Of course, general concept still, freaking loving it so far. And I think we're more than 2/3 of the way through it now. Just binge watching it like crazy people. It's like more or less a show where some guy builds a computer that can more or less predict the future. So they start doing the vigilante thing for a while, and then somebody else wants to build an omniscient supercomputer. Totally do. And then everybody ends up living under the thumb of this supercomputer thing. And it winds up going a lot more grim than I would have expected. Like, not in terms of like Game of Thrones grim, where it's like everybody dies all the time. Here's all these characters, we're gonna kill them off. I mean, they do kill off some of the characters, but it's more grim in terms of like a hopeless type of thing. Like, they set up a lot of those moments that you see in a lot of shows where it's like, okay, you know, here's all this bad stuff, and here's, you know, all the little background stuff on why the good guys are gonna win. And then right before they do, it turns out, no, it was a friggin' ploy the whole time, and here's a billion reasons why they lost. Like, one of my favorite ones, I guess it's not a spoiler if you don't mention names, but like one character is constantly like secretly controlling the world from the background, and they suddenly become a good guy after they were seemingly a bad guy most of the show. You're confronting the main bad guy, and you're like, oh yeah, look, I have all my agents everywhere, and everything's all done, and, you know, fixed all your little plots here. You're like, no, you completely misunderstood. I don't even matter. And also, all your people are already dead. And then it just goes by, and just suddenly everybody got assassinated, and she gets, like, pulled away. Like, disappears. Okay. Didn't exactly expect one of the main like, spy people to get outspied. Yeah, good show. Now, back on game topics. So you can see here, that guy got his normal... Oh, crap. Well, I can't go for the double spear maneuver. That guy is a tad stuck to the ground, and I can't unstuck on the ground him. Yeah, so they get normal TP while in Phalanx. No point in attacking them, because they'll just come back to life from being an impossible statue and wreck your day. Like, if they have anything less than a kill move available, they'll usually just Phalanx again. But if they have it available, use it. Good. And I think I'll probably be having this ninja be naked from now on. He's way too slow as it is. Need these guys to start getting in there. We are lacking in damage output. And that's the kind of stuff you want to wait for. You want to have the slow units out in front to the point where you can just get around them. Once they start dropping down their phalanxes, they can just circle around their lines and start laying down some damage. Like there, I would have preferred not to take that counter for all three people, but it gets him out of the fight. And despite the fact that there's teleporting gems, I don't think you can actually get them in this game. They might be a rare drop towards the end of the game, but you could in the original. But again, you had to sacrifice one of your slots for it. So now Midas is close enough that I should be able to have all the archers fire at her. But I'm gonna try to have the frontliners take out the ninjas just in case. Actually, Canopus can't get a shot anyway, so go for that as well. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting their double units. That's good and nifty. Problem is, like usual, you gotta spread around your damage. If you can't finish somebody off, you need to at least make sure somebody else is equally damaged. So in a lot of these siege fights, when you end up outnumbered, they get so many turns that it turns into what happened last time. Can you charm... There are many of them. Oh. Might be too loyal. Her magic's gone. Oh! Oh, okay, I think I see what's going on. So around this point, you start seeing a lot of anti-magic stuff for a while. Especially if anybody has Balder on, like it's just plain not going to work. Over here, set up for a stab if it's possible. And contemplating to go for that stab up front. And I'd have to use one of these archers, and I'd rather have them win the fight instead. Maybe now they get 3 more turns. For the archers, I'm probably just going to end up giving each of them Balder arm guards. They're relatively cheap, relatively light, There you go, she's got a tragic backstory too. Yeah, I want to give them at least some Baldur stuff so that they can go and resist all these moves. So I hope I don't run into the same situation as before, but it is kind of time to start pushing up. They are starting to get their freak crits again. Problem is she ran right out of archer range. And limited movement range is about one of the only downside starchers in this one. You won't be able to get shot off, but at least you can try and mostly kill this archer. It's a chance. Quick, Birdman, we need your help. Awesome. Gotta love it when those impossible odds hit. And need more coffee. Good news. One crit. Or even a hit for that matter. Might lose my ninja over there, but I also might get a better unit out of it. One less unit to deal with. Getting a lot more dire than I'd like. You know, in a lot of cases, and in this map in particular, I just kind of end up bum rushing with naked units. What? Friggin' Emperor Palpatine over here. And the Knights always love to come back when they're least needed. So there is a haste type of thing in this game. Only downside is it ends up being a lot less effective than an FFT. Like if you get a whole group going faster, yeah, you'll notice it pretty well. And a lot of times you can have a bunch of people, like especially if you have a bunch of fencers. Fantastic. That would be a good time for my ninja to wake up. Looks like she's about to. There's a chance you can take out the cleric. Maybe? Yeah, that'll do. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was gonna say I would have been a bit upset if it just kind of came out of nowhere and ruined my odds with something like that. Gonna use a Ferocious on the guy. Taking out with a rock. There we go, that's the healing gone. Now with any luck, I'll be able to go up and get a few shots off. I mean, she's pretty spry for an old lady. that's definitely a problem in this one. Like, every time that you run into anyone with this sprite, you're gonna be having a bad time. Because, like, even though they're squishy, they will just, like, pull off shenanigans after shenanigans. Just because they're faster, they can move farther, and, well, every time they use a friggin' move, they're just nuking your entire party, so there's that. Like, lately, she's been using it mostly for high percentage chance debuffs. But she is a unique class. Unique classes get this sort of thing. And it's actually funny. On the reinforcements, actually kind of wonder what triggers them. Because now every time there's a fight in Crit and I, it's like this huge castle that you'd think would have a ton of people. They send like one guy. They'll maybe have 3 reinforcements the whole fight. Let one guy get a turn here. No, that's not appreciated. I might be able to just fly around. Nope. Movement's still limited. I didn't really know how Cloud Walk works, actually. Another one of those mysterious skills that makes no sense. Just figure something else out. It's always the one closest to her. Like I said, freakishly good at friggin' zone control. I mean, that guy can't even get out of his state. They're all getting kill moves out. This is looking disturbingly familiar. He's not getting another turn for ages, so I might as well just have him help out this guy. No problem. I gotta stop running ahead. He always runs away. Your stats are too good. If only my main guy wasn't blocked by that knight last turn, this would have been a win already, but they always manage to pull it off. And like I said, I don't really know what the point of Cloud Walk. Because it says that you float, but you're not flying. Just hover slightly. So I'm kind of inclined to think all it really does is, I guess, make you avoid traps? Because those were ever a problem? Oh, by the way, there's traps in this game. Not that they're any good. Actually, the rogue is supposed to be the character specifically made to deal with and put down traps. Oh my goodness. Lady. Lady. Calm down. Ma'am, put down your lightning bolts. In Voltaire, you can really get, you know, maybe use your actual arms one of these days. I mean, there's still a chance, don't get me wrong. There's still very much a chance for Voltaire to finally get it together and actually run up and just crit. But the problem is, he is taking forever to recover from this friggin' ailment. And it's normally 3 or 4 turns, except now he won't, because, well, he can't move now. He won't have enough movement to actually get around to her, because she'll inevitably move down a little bit. Just out of range. Oh crap. Come on, crit please. So if he manages to get another turn, again, he would move a little bit faster because he hasn't actually moved as of yet. Oh, he didn't take any steps. So there's a small chance, and I think that, okay, those guys' offense sucks. There's a very small chance if he gets a turn. Okay, now that chance is gone. Unless that bird guy moves and misses. Nope. Yeah, just enough to pull it off. Well, that sucks.